happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
Standard. Is it? Okay, now this is intriguing, right? Something I've never heard before.
You planning owner operate? You planning
Right now
do it
we are,
yourself?
yeah. So this is the place we want to go. This is the place we want to go. I've probably got 100 dots all over Greece, Turkey, Italy. It's going to be a big adventure, and it's the perfect yacht to do it on.
Hi, I'm Alexei Mikhailov, and today we're with our dear customer, Paul Kinkley. He's building with us Bering 78, and we're now on Bering 60, which is 12 years old. It's beautiful weather here in Antalya. Paul, it's about a year since we started, correct?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
So I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was March of last year when we signed, I guess. We didn't start it back then, but now it's nearly a year of construction. You've seen your boat after long break.
Yes.
What was your impression, like how you find your boat?
Oh, it's amazing just to come to the shipyard and to to experience it, right? We've never been through this before, right? To build a big yacht like this, so it's every time you come here is special, right? It's everybody's great. They show you around, show you what they're doing, the technology, but it's and it's moving along very quickly.
I think the process is fun. It's not that you're just waiting. It's a process, and you're participating. So
yeah, and having the cameras on it as well helps. That probably saves a lot of phone calls from me calling and going, "What's going on now?" Right?
Oh yeah.
So having the cameras there is fantastic as well. So we're not calling all the time and going, "Oh, what's happening and what's going in now?" But it's it's great that way, and in respect to customer care sort of thing, right? That we can sort of see what's going on without having to bother everybody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And how did you find the boat? It's first time you visit when the boat is like put together and you can walk, see the spaces and everything.
Yes,
so
yes.
What was your first impression?
Yeah, without having a reference from before, sort of being the first 78 is,
right.
To get a reference of how big the rooms are, the engine room, just from seeing your videos before, how tight things were, and it's quite a bit more spacious now than, and you can see where things are going to be placed, and so it gives you a better reference of what's going on. Definitely, coming here and seeing it in the flesh.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, it's also like when the boat is in 3D model and it's only in computer in your head. It's always exciting to get on the boat and see all the spaces, and
absolutely.
It's much easier to imagine when it's all.
Yeah, it's hard to picture.
Yeah.
Right. In your mind what it should look like when you're standing there. And to have a real person that life size to know where you're at, right?
And I can tell you that my impression, because I compare it with Bering 70.
Right.
I spent quite a bit of time on Bering 70, and I remember how it feels, and when first time I get in your boat.
Right.
And it's just 3 feet wider, just 5 feet longer, just maybe half a foot taller.
Yeah. Right.
But it's a day and night. You have a different space, you have a different ambience.
Yes.
And you already feel it, especially in the master stateroom. It's over 30 square meters.
Mm-hmm.
It's
absolutely
incredible.
Well, because all I had was reference of your videos of the 70s, right?
Right.
When you did all these shows and stuff.
Make a decision.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you actually see it before and you go, well, it was a little tighter, and then you actually go stand on it now, and it's been widened 1 meter and has been lengthened, at least a meter, right? So it really frees up a lot of space and gives you a better perspective of what it was and what it is now.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
And this boat kind of unique in our product line because this is the only shallow draft boat we have. And can you tell why you choose this model versus, let's say, Bering 72, which is about the same size?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's getting older, right? So climbing upstairs and running around to do lines is a flat one level. When you come into dock, you can get your lines. You're not going upstairs, downstairs. For the most part of it, it's probably just going to be my wife and I, right? So the more I can do, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. I know you still have, or you sold your existing boat, your previous boat?
No, that was the 70 Sunseeker we had that got caught in Hurricane Ian in Fort Myers, September 22. 22? Yeah. September 22. And the funny part is we were talking about signing and everything, but I think we signed just a week before the hurricane hit.
Wow.
Yeah. So what are the chances of that, right?
Yeah. Was it gone?
Yeah, it got, well, it was a huge influx wave come up the river and took it right up onto land, and there were holes all over it. And
so it
didn't sink. It was total write-off. Yeah, total write-off. So so unfortunately we've been without a boat this time, where we were just going to sell it, right? But so it's kind of coincidental that happened.
That's interesting. The universe helped you to get rid of the previous boat.
Yeah, exactly. And now a steel hull hurricane can hit you all you like. We're gonna survive it on this Explorer yacht, which is gonna make everybody a lot safer, for sure.
I think so. Yes. Two of our boats survived very severe hurricanes. One in Dominican Republic.
Yes.
I forgot the name of it, but devastating, which wiped out BVI.
Right. Yes.
This one.
Yeah.
And the other was it was a typhoon in Busan, South Korea.
Right.
It was also news all over TV, and we were one unharmed boat in both cases.
That's spectacular. That's good.
Yeah, and we had complaints that the boat destroyed some dockage, and Marina complained that the owner have to pay for damaged boat done for the destruction
because it was built too well.
Yeah. And of course it didn't go anywhere, but still it's a good.
Yeah.
So you wanna explore Mediterranean before you go anywhere?
Yes. Yeah. I've got stuff plotted out on the computer already. I've been following other YouTubers and stuff that travel. There's a lot of them are sailboats because there aren't a lot of yachties that do that, right?
Yeah.
So I've been following them, the places they go, marking them on the map. This is the place we want to go. This is the place we want to go. I've probably got 100 dots all over Greece, Turkey, Italy.
Oh.
I want to go down to Saudi Arabia, in through the Suez Canal, hopefully at some point. Right?
Yeah, when it's going to be
when it gets
quieter.
A little calmer.
But I think with 100 points of interest, it will take you 3 years at least to explore Mediterranean.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm here for 10 years, and I'm using my boat frequently, but it's still a lot of places I'm dreaming about to get in this part of Mediterranean, like Greek islands, which is hundreds of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all unique.
So many spots to go.
Yeah, and if you've been on one, it doesn't mean that you've seen them all.
That's right.
They're all different. They're all unique.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big adventure, and it's the perfect yacht to do it on.
Yeah.
It's got, and that's sort of the reason we wanted this yacht, is because I've always bought other boats, and I've always had to fix them up to the way I wanted them. To make put inverter systems on them so that you don't have to run the generator all the time, stuff like that. And when I saw the video with the Bering 70, and you were talking about it's got this on it, it's got this standard. I said, okay, now this is intriguing, right? Something I've never heard before, right? That it's going to have everything pretty much that you can put on it, and you don't have to do any work on it anymore. Just cruise, enjoy.
I mean, that's what the boat's for, because I think a lot of boats are not built for actually for the sea, and a lot of boats you cannot even upgrade to this stage because they're not
There's no space.
no
Space is all taken
no
up.
capability, no
Yeah.
fuel tanks big enough to go anywhere.
Well, that was another thing too, is fuel.
Yeah.
You know, you got there fast, but where were you going to fill up the next time? And with being able to cruise at 8-10 knots, 3,000 gallons of fuel, you can do a lot of cruising with that fuel.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not have that anxiety of where do we have to go, what marina do we need to go into to fill up again, right?
As a matter of fact, you will not need a marinas that much,
No.
because the boat is very stable with the seakeeper, and anchoring is very comfortable, and you're at silent mode,
Right.
so you have the same
Yeah.
as a marina.
Yeah, exactly.
Comfort, but
And that's the idea.
and marinas are, especially in the Eastern Mediterranean, are short. I mean, it's shortage. It's a great shortage in Turkey, at least.
Right.
You cannot. During the season, it's almost impossible to find even transit dock.
Right.
So to
Yeah.
be able to stay,
Anchor out and just
Anchor.
tender in or whatever if you
Tender
had it
in.
for provisions.
it's a freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
And you planning owner operate? You planning
Right now
do it
we are,
yourself?
yeah. Depends on how it reacts and how, maybe I won't want that stress of going from A to B all on my own, right? So that's sort of why the crew cabin was sort of unique to have that, and this is the first one that's going to have that in it as well, right?
No, we managed
the
to
other one
put
prior?
one in Bering 70.
Okay.
And decent size. On yours, it's a royal accommodation for the crew.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's pretty. It's headroom and space. It's
Right.
very very good. And also they're separate. The engine room between the crew quarters and the living
Right.
quarters.
Yeah. So it's so we'll see how it all shakes out. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a task, that's for sure.
We want to be more and more involved in after sale, but not only in the maintenance aspect of it,
Right.
but also help and support our customers to have a pleasant boat ownership.
Right.
Help to make a voyages, help to assist in the voyages, and maybe organize some voyages. Maybe we can get together and few boats can go the same voyage, especially if you go outside of Mediterranean, some Norway, it's kind of rally. And we get this idea when we were shooting, it was a year ago, our first season of Bering Life. We took a new boat, brand new, 92, basically from the shipyard, and took it for 1,200 miles journey in the winter, in December. And it was so pleasant, it was so good. Weather was perfect. The people in the location we visit, they were glad to see us because there's off season.
Right.
They have no customers. They open up a restaurant for us. They were ready to do a lot.
Right.
And we enjoyed so much, and I realized there was no boats traveling other than ours. And it's so wrong.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to have a capable boat because weather pattern in winter could be more drastic than in the summer. However, it was a temperature, everything was perfect. And I enjoy it much more than the middle of the summer when it's scorching heat,
And
when
busy,
you cannot
right?
cannot be outside, and everybody is so busy they don't looking at you when they're serving you. or something.
Right.
So, and that's what make us think that we can stretch the season, and we can stretch the chart, basically. We will go where none of these boats can go.
Right.
And we can go in the season when nobody taking boats out of the marina.
Right.
So your boat is the same way. You have a year-round capability, and you can go far away where majority of boats, 95 100% of boats will never get.
Won't go to. Yeah.
Of course, in Mediterranean, everything is 70 miles, 100 miles.
Close.
Everything is close, but if you go out,
Right.
if you go Canada,
And it's safety in numbers too, right?
Oh,
If
yeah.
if you're going with
Yes.
2 or 3 other boats, right? So
yes, and
it's that aspect of it too, right?
Yeah.
Which would be fantastic. It's and meet new people.
yeah. And also the second, we also done this year. We collaborated with Yachts for Science agency, and they put together the yacht owners and the scientists who have programs, studies of marine life or archaeology or marine biologists.
Right.
And this is also fun because you can get to the places where, like sanctuaries, protected places, and it's fun to talk to these people. We participated in a 1-week expedition to Silverbank,
Right.
and it was marvelous. It was a lot of knowledgeable people and whales and everything, and it was the best 5 days or week on the boat when I learned
Right.
so much.
Yeah.
And
It's like a destination cruise sort of thing.
yeah, sort of like,
Yeah.
for example, it's a program, they want to study whales. For 5 days you give them basically yacht as a platform. In some cases they can compensate you some fuel and food. In some cases they don't have this in
Right.
their grant.
Right.
So they just need to be there, and they're looking for opportunity how to be there. And in exchange you often get to be where you cannot come because it's protected areas and you're not allowed to go there, or you can learn something new.
Right.
So and participate in the studies.
Sure.
in
Sure.
diving,
Be right involved in it. Know what's going on.
Be involved and
Yeah.
and hear everything. Like
That sounds fantastic.
from the source, not read it in the newspaper
Right.
or a magazine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's also a
Be part
good
of it.
opportunity, and we will inform you and our customers that this program emerging, you can participate in this if you're interested. I'm interested in marine archaeology and archaeology in general, so
Right.
I'm in search for this, like in anticipation
Shoe in.
that I can participate and dive and see it when
Right.
it's just being discovered. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you come up with the name of your boat? Do you have a name in mind? If it's a secret, you don't need to disclose.
No, it's no secret. It's no secret. But as you know, it's not easy to come up with a name,
It's extremely hard.
right? We've probably got 100 that we started with going through, right? And of course you get the common ones that, you want to find something unique to, yourself, your family, or something like that, right? So we've narrowed it down to, I think, 3, and we finally picked the one that we're going to use, and we're going to call it Slow Ride.
Slow ride.
Which we thought was fitting in the way of, it's a slow moving vessel, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice, smooth, comfortable ride, and it's it's something that back in the 70s, it's a rock band from England that somehow I got hitched onto this song, Slow Ride, and it's something that's been in our family all through growing up and everything. So it's just a big joke now, right? As soon as they hear the song, they go, "Oh, there's your song."
Yeah. No, it's a great name. It's a great name.
We just thought it was fitting for the boat, right? It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And it's unique.
It is.
You know,
it is.
it's-
I never would have come up with this name ever.
No.
Slow ride, and it's very true.
Yeah,
Slow,
it is.
comfortable
Slow,
ride.
comfortable ride. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we've stuck with. That's going to be the name now.
Cool.